we're back with more GAWT. Now it's time for Grown Ass News. Each week, I'll get Erica's take on the week's entertainment news, current events, and news about grown ass women. Up first, Prince Harry is going solo.
Oh
And
boy.
the UK press is going crazy about this. It seems as if he's gone on maybe 10 or 12 engagements all around the world. He's currently in Africa, but he was in the UK. He's been everywhere, and he's been by himself. And Meghan is staying at home with the redhead babies, I'm sure. And the
The
British,
gingers.
yeah, they're like saying, is there something wrong? Why isn't she with him? They're counting how many engagements he has that he's been going solo. Why do you think he's going solo all of a sudden?
Well, how long they been married now? Like 5 years.
Yeah, something
That's
like
about
that.
the point where you start going solo.
You want to be by yourself.
Trust me.
Hey, stay with
Both,
them babies.
in both my marriages, it's like, oh, you know what? You want to go to Italy? Go ahead and see your parents by yourself. That's life. But can I tell you, first of all, I have connections to both of these things because Megan and I went to the same high school, Bougie High.
Really?
We went to Bougie High. And I was there a little bit before her, but
Oh, okay. Oh,
um,
far, like 10
no,
years before
no,
her?
how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? But I will also say, I do think that this is a slippery slope because I think that Harry's in a place now where he's regretting a little bit that he's like distanced himself from his family. And I think he's trying to like angle himself back in and he knows he can't go back in with her on his, like, hey, me and Megan are here. It's like, who? But it's like, oh, I'm here without Megan. Then he can maybe get like inside the palace gates a little bit. They might let him in the door, the hallway. You know what I mean?
I will say this, they definitely need him. I think that
Yeah, we love
with the health
Harry.
issues with the king, the health issues with Princess Catherine, I
Kate,
think,
yeah.
yeah, I think that it really, that makes you change a little bit. And there are all kind of rumors, but I really believe that she's in Montecito making jam with Oprah and taking care of the kids, and maybe this is a reset for him. That's what it looks like to me.
She has to be very careful. Here's what I say, because you don't want to come between a man and his family. You just don't. Like, you don't want to be the reason a man is estranged from his family. I will tell you, again, with my Italian ex, I would never forget when we first got engaged. Like, his family lived in Italy, and I spent a lot of time there once we got married. But when we first got engaged, I met him here in America because he had come here to work, and we FaceTimed his parents to tell them we were engaged, right? So we're like, we're engaged. And his mom just started bawling, crying. Like, she was like, oh! I mean, like, I was like, and I said, I'm like, is she upset that because I'm black? I thought it was a Megan kind of thing. And he's like, no, she's upset because you're American. And I think she was like, she thought he'd come here, try to, make his business happen and come back home. But once he was going to marry an American woman, like, she knew she'd lost him, basically. And that's what happens. Like, women take the sons away. And I think that's one of the things that's going on with Harry. And so I always felt very compelled to go to Italy whenever we could to see them, because I wanted to make it clear to them that I wasn't taking their son. Like, we're a family. And it worked out well for the 12 years until I hated their son. But I love them. I think Meghan has to be very careful because she doesn't want Harry to resent her for
Right.
estranging him from his family.
Well, he looks like he's having a ball, so we'll keep up with this.
Yes.
And it's always family drama, and continuing with the family drama. We know John Amos, the actor. He was on Good Times. He was in the movie Roots. I was even in a movie with John Amos called Badasses on the. Yes, I was back in 2015. Great man, and I was sorry to hear about his passing, but his daughter Shannon revealed that she learned about her father's death through the media. We were devastated and left with many questions about how this happened 45 days ago. He died like in August, and it was just announced this week that he passed, and we were all shocked. But she says that she learned through the media like many of you, and she posted this on Instagram. She also added, this should be a time of honoring and celebrating his life. We're struggling to navigate the waves of emotions. She put up another post. She said she believes that there was a woman who was there at his deathbed that was posing as his daughter, and she says, "I'm his only daughter," and she believes that that is whoever this publicist lady is. This has been going on for a while between John Amos's daughter Shannon and his son KC. KC has been taking care of him, and I don't know why for 45 days, because he was cremated, and there was probably some insurance, but it's heartbreaking to hear that his daughter found out like the rest of us. What do you think?
That is too bad. I mean, listen, again, we talk about this all the time, like just with Harry, like families are complicated, you know, and listen, we also talked about this a couple weeks ago. Sometimes, you know, like secret sisters materialize when people die that you don't know about. So I don't know. I don't know if she's his sister or the daughter or not, but that, stranger things have happened. But I feel bad that, if that was the case and they never got to reconcile their relationship, the daughter and John, then that's unfortunate.
They're going to do something about this cremation stuff, because when I had to cremate my mother, when she passed in August, they were like, well, by law, we have to at least try to contact like the immediate family.
Really?
You just can't go burning somebody up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So that's the only reason why I question how were they allowed to go ahead and cremate him without contacting Shannon. So that's something that's going to be probably looked into. So we'll see.
Yeah,
but
well,
rest in peace, John Amos.
R.I.P. What was his name? Evans. What was his character's name?
James Evans.
James
Damn.
R.I.P. James Evans.
The VP debate.
Oh gosh, I fell asleep.
J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz faced off Tuesday in their first and only VP debate of 2024.
Thank God.
It was a civil and policy-focused showdown where both were asked about escalating tensions in the Middle East, immigration, inflation, healthcare, abortion, and other key issues for American voters. The two largely focused on substance rather than personal attacks, but they did trade barbs on a host of topics before ending with a tense exchange over January the 6th, 2021, and the future of democracy. The mics were cut during a contentious back and forth while Vance false claims about Haitian immigrants eating the pets of residents in Springfield, Ohio. Overall, analysts say the debate is unlikely to change the trajectory of the presidential race. A CNN instant poll also found no clear winner in the matchup. It was a snooze fest.
100%.
I was...
Yes, I got the best night's sleep of my life. 100%. I'm an insomniac. It was like, oh, this is like taking Benadryl. It's perfect.
I mean,
Can I ask you? Okay, my favorite person is James. You're plus one. Where is he from?
Rhode Island.
So if you go to James's family's house, is this like the conversation that you sit in the middle of? I feel like this is like if I'm invited to like my white boyfriend's house.
And they're talking.
Yeah, that's him and his dad talking about politics. I'd be like, ugh.
It's just.
At least Trump, you got crazy over here. You got Kamala with her neck swinging like that's a debate, baby. Yes, that's what we want.
We are really reality TV. We're so used to reality TV that we can't see two people like just having a conversation.
Being respectful and civil. Yeah, that's boring to us.
Yeah, well, that last part gave us the drama, but to get to it, it was like, ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
We would have walked out of the movie if we were in the
Make sure you check your voter registration.
Yes.
Well, at least Mexico has its first female president.
Yay.
Claudia Sheinbaum took office Tuesday as Mexico's first female president in the nation's more than 200 years of independence. The 62-year-old former Mexico City mayor and lifelong leftist campaigned on a promise of continuing and protecting the signature initiatives of her mentor. She's also a scientist. She's a mother, and she was just this is like a wonderful thing. So here's another country that has had a female leader.
Absolutely. It's about time. Hopefully, we're going to have one too. I mean, like, listen, the fact that we haven't had a female president in all these years is crazy.
You know, I always say we had two Bushes. Let's have a real Bush in office.
Look at
So
you. Mom, that's a vagina joke, Mom. And that was Loni, not me.
moving on, talking about men, the Taliban,
Oh,
we're
God.
going over there. They're starting to restrict men, the Taliban in Afghanistan. The women, they have done some horrendous things for women. They can't go to school after the 6th grade. They're restricting them. They have to be totally covered now. They can only go out if they are escorted by a male. It's just bad. And for a long time, the men have like not said anything. And now look what's happening. The Taliban is now restricting the men. Yes, they're doing things like telling them that they can't imitate a non-Muslim. They can't wear like what a non-Muslim wears.
Really?
So like they can't wear jeans or things like that. They also have to grow their beards to a certain length now, and some of them don't have beards at all. It's all kind of rules that they're implementing on the men, and so now some of the men are saying, "Wow, we should have spoke up when they were doing this to the women."
Well, cut to this is the end of the Taliban because the minute you come for men, the same thing was like the minute men have to like use birth control, like it's over. You know what I mean? Like that women, it's like yeah, we're gonna stone you if you have an affair if somebody looks at you on the street. But like, oh, I can't wear jeans. End of the Taliban. Mark my words. You heard it here today, people. Erica predicted the end of the Taliban.
Oh my god! You know what? I wouldn't mind that. Men would come in handy for something like this because what they're doing to the women over there is just horrendous. I mean, women
Yes.
they can't work, and you can't assume that every woman is going to have a husband. Or what if you do have a husband and the husband dies, and then you're not able to
Right.
take care of your family? It's just ridiculous.
Or if your husband's abusive, or like that's a lot of things that were happening. Abusive husbands, like they were marrying girls when they're like 13 and 14. I mean, come on now.
They got to get it together. Moving on, a couple of cancellations that were very surprising. Last week we had Tracy McMillan on, who is the creator and co-executive producer of Unprisoned. And Hulu just announced that Unprisoned would be canceled after the 2nd season. They're canceling a lot of shows, okay?
They're canceling everything.
They canceled Black Cake. And
Is that another black show?
yeah, it was a black show. That's why it's called Black Cake. But
And that's why it's canceled.
it's like right now, people that are not in the business, you don't understand. The industry is taking a dive right now. There are a lot of layoffs. All of the studios are laying off. They're cost cutting. They're doing all these things. And so whenever they do this, they're looking at certain series and saying, okay, we're not going to support this. We're not going to put money behind this one. So that's what you're seeing right now. Traditional studios should have never taken the model of streaming services when it comes to television and television shows. You're on a show and you guys are what? Did you get picked up for another season? You got 9?
We haven't gotten our back 9 yet, but I'm knock on wood, I hope we do. But yeah, I mean, to your point, the studios are cannibalizing each other with their streaming versus their broadcast. So like who's going to win? And so there's a very rare situation to be on a broadcast show now that goes into 24 episodes, which is what broadcast shows do, versus these streaming shows that get like 8 episodes, and people have to get another job because you can't just work a whole year on 8 episodes. So it becomes a kind of a gig economy. But knock on wood, we'll get our back 9. But they're holding out on it because again, it's like a penny pinching, making sure their asses are covered. Because like, well, we're gonna get it till the show airs. We want to see if people like it. They're testing every episode. No one wants to put their job on the line if the show doesn't do well. So there's no leaps of faith anymore, and it's very difficult to give a show time to find its audience if you're so worried about your job,
Yeah. First of all, they should have never gave awards to. If they give awards, see, people don't understand that awards are currency. That's why I keep mine right by me.
I know.
So y'all remember, I'm an award winning. But in all honesty, when they started giving like Netflix and the HBOs the same type of awards, like it could have been like a different category. It could have been like a streaming Oscar or a streaming Emmy.
I think that's
it. Shouldn't have been a traditional studio Emmy, because once you did that, now everybody's like, oh my God, this is like new competition. But yeah, they're able to do different types of shows because they do a shorter amount. They only give you 8 shows, whereas like y'all doing 9.
Well, we did 13, and we'll get 9 in the back end, hopefully.
That's like,
it doesn't happen anymore. Yeah,
you do that because you're hoping that you get to 4 or 5 seasons, so you get like 100 episodes, and then you could syndicate it, and that's how they make their money. But with this, like they say, oh, we did 2 seasons for Unprisoned. No, that was just 16 episodes. That's not even a full season, so you can't even syndicate that. So it's just crazy to me that they took that type of business model. But we wish the best, but unfortunately it got canceled, and they're canceling a lot of other ones just because they're cost saving. Somebody else that's deciding to leave is Hoda Kotb. She has announced that she is leaving Today show early next year, but will remain part of the NBC family. She tearfully recounted on Today that on her 60th birthday in August, it prompted a decision to make a change. She said, quote, I realized that it was time for me to turn the page at 60 and to try something new. I remember standing outside looking at these beautiful bunch of people with these gorgeous signs, and I thought, this is what the top of the wave feels like for me. She also has 2 young daughters. They're 7 and 5, and that was also a factor in her decision, because you got to get up early in the morning. They've been working, Hoda. I mean, they've been working, but she's still part of the NBC family, so I'm pretty sure she'll be doing all kinds of specials and, stuff like that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, first of all, I was sad because I love me some Hoda. Like, her and Gail are like my best friends in my head. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I would hang out with them and have like glasses of Chardonnay with Hoda and like tequila with Gail. I mean, that's like my jam. But I do understand, because you're right. I mean, the Today Show, that you get up like, what, 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning? I mean, that's like, and to have 2 small kids, like, who's taking care of those kids when you're at work at 4 in the morning? And then she also does the later episode with like Jenna or whatever. So she's at NBC all day. So who's taking care of the kids? And so I get it. And I think she initially had the kids through surrogate, but she had them with a partner, and then her partner and her broke up. So I don't know how that works, co-parenting. But yeah, it's a lot. And I think she wanted to, realizing that she's 60 now, like, not that she's going anywhere soon, but like, you want to take those years to spend with your kids, because the kids are in a really, not vulnerable age, but they're in their formative ages. And so I think, to be home with them, and she can't, because Hoda used to make $20 million a season, or, so like, she's good.
Y'all can get me for a $1.05. Ooh, I'll take her place.
That would be good. Wouldn't that be great if you replaced Hoda? I think you'd be perfect.
I would. I just want to be on the late.
You'd have to get up at 4 in the morning.
No, I don't want to be on the real like Today Show. I want to be on that third one with George Bush, baby girl. Yeah, I want to be with baby girl. Me and her.
Where you can have wine. Yeah, you and her having wine.
Yeah, we can have wine. We can talk. We can do all of that. So check me out, NBC. Okay, check me out. Anyway, all hail Kathy Bates. The Oscar-winning veterans return to broadcast TV with CBS's Matlock delivered great numbers. 7.73 million viewers on Sunday. I mean, it's CBS's largest audience for a non-post Super Bowl series premiere in 5.5 years. Kathy still got it. That's a grown-ass woman.
Hell yeah, grown-ass women get ratings.
Go, you girl. Know what? First of all, Kathy Bates has talent. She's got the experience,
Mm-hmm.
and Matlock was always good. I still watch the old ones with Andy Griffin.
Oh,
It was
oh
good.
dear, oh dear. You're like,
I
don't,
do.
don't be talking about that.
What are you
Don't bring,
talking about?
don't.
You better watch. I watched the Andy Griffin show, Perry Mason, westerns,
We're
all of
getting
them.
less and less sexy every minute of this discussion. But can I tell you, Kathy is so sweet because we on the Papa's House, which is the show I'm working on. It's on CBS, and we did a spoof of Misery. And
Oh,
Kathy was,
really?
yeah, we just like, listen, we're funny. So Kathy was sweet enough to send us a video of her basically as her Misery character telling us not to fuck it up. And so she's not only a badass, but she's a sweetheart that she would like to go out of her way to like give us props like that. So it was very sweet.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
I
Well,
know,
you
it's
know
very
what?
cute.
That's the reason why we love us some Kathy Bates. And
Kathy
y'all make
Bates.
sure you check it out on Sunday, CBS Madlock.
And check out Papa's House on CBS Monday nights.
Yeah, please, so she can keep a job. She got to cover some of these bills.
Did you hear me, CBS? I'm plugging.
There is a trend on Black Twitter. Black Twitter is
Oh
like
my God, Black
awesome.
Twitter.
But there's a trend that they started, and it was called "Aged Like Fine Wine," where they're
Oh.
showing pictures of grown ass people and who are aging like fine wine. And so I was checking it out, and they had like our girl, of course, Regina Hall. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
Regina is just so sweet.
gorgeous.
Sanaa Lathan,
Oh
Selma
yeah.
Hayek. They even had Steve Carell on there, and
Oh yeah, he looks good.
yeah, and
I
you
mean,
know who's mine
who?
is Lorenz Tate.
Oh
Lorenz
yeah, he
Tate.
looks the same, the exact same. He
Oh,
has not aged a day.
yeah. Who do you think has aged like
Oh,
fine wine?
are we talking men? Hands down, Lenny Kravitz. I
Yeah.
mean, he like does push-ups in his like leather pants. I mean, that dude is hot as hell and has not. I mean, he looks better now. I feel than he did
Hmm.
when he was like Romeo Blue back in the day. Like he is the hottest guy I think out there right now, and he's like
Ooh.
he's 60, right?
He's up there.
I mean, he looks fantastic. Fine wine. It's like a fine bourbon more so. Like it's aged in a
Okay.
barrel.
All right. All right,
I love
Erica.
me some Lenny. If he wasn't so short, I would be all over that. He's a little too short for me, but he looks great.
I love it. And you know what? Just a quick reminder, everyone, that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Where are we going from Lenny Kravitz to
Because I can't keep you quiet. But it's a
sure.
very important because it's
Mm.
October, and it's very important to make sure that you get your mammograms, that you do your self checks, because we want to see you guys around. Did you get a self
Yes.
check, or did you get your mammograms every
I
year?
do get mammograms, and I have two very close friends who both recently beat breast cancer. So 100%, it's very passionate for me, and they both are doing great. They're both, cancer free. But if they hadn't got
Yes,
early, detection, they would be in different places. So get yourself checked, 100%.
definitely. And with that, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to jump into today's topic with our girl, Margaret Cho. This is Grown Ass Women Talking.